This is Jewell Loyd. Most of you guys know me as a WNBA champion, an Olympian, college dropout, but let's add storyteller to that list. I'm bringing my amazing community, my experiences to you and everyone across the world. Welcome to the warehouse.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the warehouse. I'm Danny. This is Jewell, and today we got none other than the godfather of the warehouse.
He's an icon, legendary icon. It's hard to describe Steve without telling a story about Steve. I feel like everyone who knows him has like some kind of trauma with him.
Oh, man.
But at the same time, the trauma allows you to be great. So it's a weird dynamic.
He seems like a good guy, though.
No, he's a great guy. Phenomenal. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
But no, Steve and I go way back. Actually, how do you know me?
Well, I was recruiting your brother for full package for my AAU company, unsuccessfully, but I tried hard. I was at dance parties at the Lloyd house, and in the process of this, I met this 8-year-old girl whose her top teeth were like huge. Like
there would be no pictures.
There was
no pictures.
You know,
If we
at
can get
8
a
years
few
old,
pics,
your teeth
I
don't
would
fit your
love to see
face. Yeah, she got her adult teeth and she had her baby face. It
That's
was
funny.
And I said to her, hey, you like basketball? And her dad like stepped right in front of her and said, she plays tennis. She's a tennis player.
Tennis player.
And I look her dad right in the eyes and I said, we'll see.
He might be onto something.
Yeah.
He might have been onto something there.
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I mean, tennis was like, I trained every day, like 6 to 8 hours a day playing tennis. I did not touch a basketball, like at all.
I mean, you were telling me all that, and it's like hard to believe because of where you're at right now, but like, if you were to play tennis, you were gonna actually go all in with it.
Yeah, I had there was a plan to like move down to IMG, like get my life together, like train, get on the circuit, all those things.
Damn.
And I like purposely.
And this is where Steve comes into play, guys.
This is one of the greatest stories ever.
I love this.
No, this story. So, like, her dad is the tennis coach. Like, I made one phone call. They hired him right away. So he coaches at 2 different high schools. He coaches the girls' team at Regina Dominican, and he coaches the boys' team at Niles North. So they're 2 different seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
I know,
he is
Trader.
into tennis.
Yeah.
And so he had just watched what the Williams sisters had done.
Okay.
And so now he's training Jewell. And Jewell is on the path. Like, he's in those phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, when she wins this tournament, she's going, you're like 11, right?
Yeah. Like,
so now,
insane.
so she knows, like, because she's in the planning meetings as a kid. Now you can tell the story.
You love this story. Yeah, so I had this one tournament, okay? And so if I win this tournament, literally on Friday, Sunday, I'm going down to IMG.
Okay.
Like, there's no debate. Like,
Damn.
bags are packed, like, tickets bought, like, all those things,
Yeah.
okay? So I'm playing this girl. I mean, I don't know if you ever play tennis or you play tennis, but
I'm terrible at it.
You could have beat her. Like,
Okay.
I should have won. Like, I was favored to win, like, hands down.
Well, when Jewell
could've
told
beat her
me,
with your left hand.
when you told me the story, this is how you described the girl. You said, I look across the net and I see this girl and she's trash.
It's trash.
And so I know, like, my life is gonna be stuck
100%.
in Florida. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, man, I'm screwed.
And you were saying this at how old?
11. Like, this is
So,
like life-changing decision right now.
right.
So I'm serving. I'm actually winning. I won the first set. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to move to IMG. I don't want to leave my friends. Like, I just can't do this.
Hold up. So mid-match, I'm sorry.
Mid-match.
You're all of a sudden, you're like, I'm going to throw this.
I won like 6-1 first set. And I'm like, don't want to do this. I can't do this. My dad's like, so like, he's on the fence, like, you got it. Like, finish her off. Like, you know, and I'm just like,
Cobra Kai.
I don't want to do this. I'm panicking, you know? So
Sweep the leg, Jewell.
I just like miss serves, miss easy forehands, miss volleys, like not trying to act like I'm so devastated. Like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, Dad. Like, I'm getting nervous. Like, I'm panicking.
Wait. So he didn't get in your head and you're like, oh shit, I'm messing up because I'm messing up. You just didn't want
No, I just didn't want to go.
Okay.
I didn't
No,
want
she
to.
was throwing the game.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying,
And
but
she was pretending like she wasn't throwing the game to try to throw her dad off the trail.
Yeah, he was losing his mind. Like, he had no idea
you
what
could
was
have won
going
an
on.
Oscar.
Easily. I mean,
Could have won an Oscar for that performance.
that's the first Ballot Hall of Fame acting role. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Love that.
So game's over, I lose. Everyone's like, I mean, fans, everyone's like, oh my God, the biggest upset. You know, I'm just walking around like, all right, now I gotta tell my parents, like, what the fuck just happened, right? So I go right to my mom first. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to play tennis anymore. She was like, are you gonna tell your dad? I was like, you tell him. Like, whispering, like, you tell him. He comes around the corner, like, furious, just, like, mad, wearing, like, the swishy, like, 90s like, sweatsuit, you know? I'm just like, oh, my God.
The windbreaker?
Windbreaker, just hustling, you know? Like, the whole time. He gets to me, he's like, what's going on? I'm like, Dad, I don't want to play tennis anymore. He's like, what? We did all this for you to come out here and lose to someone like that? You gotta be kidding me. I'm just sitting there like, where are my orange slices? Like, like what? I want to go home.
You're like 11, right?
11.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to play basketball, and I just don't feel like this is like the sport for me. And my dad just like looked at me like just evil eyes. Okay, mind you, I'm 11. I can't do anything by myself. I can't drive. I can't like nothing, right? So I remember telling my mom actually told me, she's like, I remember after your dad yelled at you, you like came to me, was like, I'm going to be great in basketball. Like, I'm going to win a championship. Don't worry about this. I don't remember telling my mom that. And she's like, no, like, I remember, like, this is what you said and all these things. And then, you know, after that day, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go to full package. But my dad didn't talk to me for 2 weeks.
Deadass?
No,
like, did
no
not
communication.
Not even like,
I'm 11.
Here.
I need lunch
like,
money.
nothing?
I need, like, I don't know, school supplies. Like,
is he giving you, like, signals at least? Like,
nothing. Like, we'll be in the room, he'll look the other way. I'm like, this is petty. This is so fucking petty.
Hey, you ruined his dream.
Ruined his dream.
His dream.
His dream was ruined. So the compromise was when I went to high school, I was like, fine, I'll play 2 years of tennis. I'll play tennis. And you know what's crazy?
What?
The only thing I went to state in was tennis.
How ironic.
Never went to state for basketball.
How ironic.
Like, not even close. State, tennis, no problem. I mean, it was unbelievable.
So,
and actually, for her to go downstate in tennis from her area, which is one of the richest suburban areas with a lot of pro tennis trainers training high school girls in the area, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they like train. I just kind of showed up, not gonna lie. I'm like, oh, we just made a state. Kind of
just overpowered them.
Yeah, it's too athletic, man. Like, overheads, what? That's a slam dunk. Like, good luck. I'm getting every ball.
What was your, like, fastest serve in high school? Did they clock it?
No, but, I mean, my match was over in, like, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Respectfully.
So then, okay, you say you played 2 years of high school then.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
by the way, guys.
Can't
She
show you
never told me
everything
that.
right off the bat.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, you never told me 2 years.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, you know, we got a friend, Ninos. I don't know if you've met Ninos.
Yeah.
You met the crew.
So
You know him.
Yeah.
You know the crew.
Jewell's best friend, one of my great friends, you know, telling me, yo, Jewell's raw at tennis. I think she's better at tennis than she is at ball, dog. Like, deadass, like, says things to me like that all the time. And I'm like, I don't believe it.
I don't see it.
I don't know. I like, really? So after 2 years, you're like, done?
Well, after 2 years, I was just like, I'm going to focus on basketball. And then we didn't really train that much, but you were always, 6th grade horror stories. This guy.
Yeah.
What were you telling me all the time, every day for the 7 years of my life?
No left hand.
No. Say how you used to say it, Steve. No, he didn't say it like that. Say how you. Go ahead. The mic's there. How'd you yell it at me for 7 years?
You can't go left.
Yell.
Force her left.
Yelling.
Well, when I was guarding you.
Yeah, that's
which
also
is sad.
that's also a
sad
nightmare.
you got the coach guarding you.
Okay, but you're not like a normal like coach. Okay, you're a savage. So let's emphasize that. You seem very nice now, but like no mercy at all.
So you were pushing players like Jewell. Like you were trying to get the best out of her, huh?
You know, I was in a meeting the other day, and they told me that I need to work on my active listening, and that I'm a bit volatile. You know, and I'm thinking, you know, I couldn't argue in my mind. I couldn't come up with an argument. And then, like, my good buddy DJ sitting next to me, who is another savage.
He is a savage.
And I'm looking at him, and he's not defending me. And at this point, I'm like, all right, might have to work on some active listening.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty crazy. I think, like, you've been coaching for 100 years, 200 years?
Since the 80s.
Close enough.
I knew I wanted to be a coach at 15.
No way.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I didn't know it was going to be basketball because I wasn't even playing basketball at 15, but I knew I wanted to coach. Like, I just felt it.
Football? No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be football. And then football didn't work out. And then
What were you coaching in football?
No, I was playing.
Oh, you were playing.
But I coached my little brother's team. But I'd round up the kids in the neighborhood.
Oh, here we go.
Because I lived in housing projects. We grew up when my mother raised 5 of us while she was going to college. You know, so we had no money. Like, one year, the IRS called my mother because they thought she was cheating on her income tax because she put down that she had made like $11,000 for the year. And they call her up and they're like, listen, we know you're lying because there's no way that 6 people could live on $11,000. And my mother's great. She goes, well, come on down. I'll introduce you to the boys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
15, you knew.
Yeah, I just knew I wanted to be a coach. And so I started, and then I started playing hoops. Just pick up. I got cut. Obviously, I sucked. And but I started playing. I found groups to play with and just kept playing and playing. And then when football didn't work out, then I really poured into it. I was 30 hours a week watching TV, figuring out. There were no trainers back then, so I was just figuring out how to train myself. Damn. So I'd hitchhike 50 miles to go play pickup because I'm from a rural town, so there's not pickup games every day. So I knew where the pickup games were in Vermont, and I used to go to Albany, New York, Troy, New York. So I'd go to they're like 45 minutes away, Troy, and then an hour for Albany. So I just figure out I'd go to Massachusetts. I just go play pickup, find games.
How'd you come? I mean, you're one of the best shooters, which is really annoying for me to say publicly on camera. It drives me actually nuts.
Well, I'm not a great shooter anymore. I like shooting.
He's a liar. This guy comes in the gym, shoes untied, pants are saggy, big ass jacket, grabs a ball, shoots it, nothing but net, goes sits down. All right, guys, see you guys later. He still does that. So don't let him swindle you.
Damn.
He still has it. It's really annoying.
So you were a lethal shooter before lethal shooter.
No, I sucked. Look, when I was a kid, I would walk up to the court and my buddies would all be playing. They'd see me coming. They'd be like, oh, no. The guy that comes and is going to mess the game up? I was that guy. I was that guy, and
that's so wild.
That's sick,
it's true. It's the truth. Wild. It's the truth, man. So
you were in your prime when you were destroying all of us.
Oh, I was not in my prime. I was in my 40s.
And if I call anyone up right now,
Jewell,
and they say, when you used to play with us,
I was in my 40s when I played with you.
And you're still averaging 40. I don't get it. I don't know why.
I know, but I was,
I know.
I played no defense. I'm pathetic.
Were you just catch and shoot?
No.
Or running off screens?
No, I'm spicy.
Thank you.
Oh, you got got wiggle?
Yeah. I shoot off one foot from 3, either foot.
Still.
I do all this shit. I was training a kid from Iowa, Jared. He played in the NBA. Nice guy, but he goes, you can't you think you're a good shooter? I go, yeah. He goes, well, you think you can shoot that 1 foot bank shot, and you think you can make 5 in a row? I go, yeah. He goes, $50. I go, how many shots do I get to make it? He goes, you get 15 shots to make 5 in a row. On shot 8, I hit 5 in a row. Took the money.
So annoying.
That's cool.
I think that the biggest thing comes to the warehouse, the actual building and the culture you created, it's hard to keep a culture and create a culture, but you've been doing that for years and it hasn't wavered. And I think that's, the basketball world in general is hectic and crazy, but how have you kept that culture? It's unbelievable.
Well, first and foremost, I'm wretched, and without Jesus Christ, I'm nothing. So Christ, if you look at my life, I fear no one in the rectangle. I fear no coach. I don't. I learn. I'm curious, but when it comes to coaching basketball or training players or trying to figure things out inside the rectangle, I feel very confident. But I had to have some help in my personal life, and that would say Jesus Christ. So that because I'm volatile and I need to work on my active listening, it's just I just treat people with kindness, and I can't stand people treating people poorly, because I was the worst player. Remember that. So I came into the game as the worst player. So I got picked on, I got called names, all that. But then my first mentor in coaching. So when I was playing at Johnson State, I wasn't very good. I started my sophomore year and I averaged 3 points a game, and Johnson State was terrible too. So they were a terrible team. The coach was an English teacher, very nice man. And I was terrible, but I worked so hard, I passed all the other terrible players. And so I started. And at the end of the season, I averaged 3 points a game. I said, no, I'm not doing this. I go, I have to change something. So I said, I'm going to redshirt. I read a rule you could redshirt. So like, okay, I'm going to redshirt. This is Division III. Like nobody's getting a scholarship, right? Like, but I'm going to redshirt.
Play
So
for fun.
I make a decision like, I
You're
can do
paying
it.
loans after.
And so I told the coach I was going to redshirt. He's like, what? What's that? Like, you know, you're like, and
That's
so,
awesome.
so I heard about, there's a kid I was training because when I was working out, one day I was walking through the cafeteria with a basketball and the cook in the cafeteria, Wayne Lafley Sr., he goes, hey, you play basketball? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, my son, he's in 8th grade. He had a big brother, but his big brother went to college. He loves basketball. Would you shoot with him? Would you work with him? I said, yeah, absolutely. So I went, and Wayne passed away. Wayne Jr., both Wayne Sr. and Wayne Jr. both passed away, but Wayne Jr. became like my little brother. Like if you guys think you have trauma, I mean, that poor guy.
Oh,
I made all my mistakes on
You put him
him.
through the ringer or what?
Right, exactly. Oh, I was
You
terrible.
put him with the ringer?
But we became like brothers, you know, like it's just, you know, you go on the journey. And I think the warehouse is really kind of like that journey. Like you get players and you go on a journey together and then you live together because it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Being a hooper, if you're really pursuing the game, it's a lifestyle. And so Wayne told me about this coach named Bob Rowe. And Bob was at a local high school and his team, it was the middle of the season. He was 10-0. I call him up. I go, hey, Coach Rowe, I heard you're a good coach. And I'm redshirting. I'm a player at Johnson State. It's the middle of the season. We never met. I go, would you be willing to let me be a volunteer coach? He goes, absolutely. Come on down. So I go. This is like which is like I didn't know then.
Yeah.
But now I look back, like that's a miracle.
Right.
Like nobody's in the middle of an undefeated season gets a call from some like 22-year-old guy and say, or 20-year-old guy, 21, like, yeah, come on down.
Right.
Like it was crazy.
Jeez.
But he was amazing at caring about every person in the room and being super respectful, to me included, because I was clueless. And I was so clueless. So I'd be at the end of the bench and I'd be cheering. The assistant coach, Don Osler, would come down. He goes, hey, you got to be quiet so the kids can hear Coach Rowe.
just amped, living life.
I'm like, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
That's awesome.
Oh no, man! Like, I think that's the best thing about the warehouse.
Yeah.
Besides our crazy games to 161.
Yeah.
Those are insane. Besides that, like, you do a good job of making sure when you walk into the gym, like everyone has to know each other's names. Like, say hello to everyone, high five everyone. Like, you've always kind of had that. And at first, like, when you don't know that's culture, like you walk in, you're like,
hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
You know, but by like day 2, you're like, oh, what's up? Like, it's just a natural thing. And you kind of make people get out of their comfort zone, which is like, I mean, it's tough for like kids. Like, you do it at 4th, 2nd grade. Like, these kids are trying to talk and trying to come in and all these things. And I think that's a big part of it, like learning someone's name. It's like, your name
funny.
has weight.
Haley Greer, she's studying to be a professor now. She played for me and trained with me. Her dad's an assistant with the NBA with the Knicks, Andy Greer. But Haley and her brother Blake and her brother Zach work for me. But Haley, I asked her, she's getting ready to get her doctorate. And I asked her, what did you get out of full package? She said to me, you know, I hated when you made me do this, but the ability to introduce myself to people has served me well, like in everything I do.
So you always learn a lesson outside the warehouse too. So it's like you're building not only the game of basketball, but you're building, you know, your developmental skills, social skills, building with people, learning of people's tendencies and everything like that as well.
It's really interesting because we do that, but we're very inclusive. Like if you want to like be a good person and you want to compete and play like a savage, but still be a good person, then you're in.
Love that.
Like it's simple. If you can be kind and look after other people and care about, get out your own way, but you still want to be like in the game competitively, that's who we want. So anybody can be like, you know, you got the ability to be part of it. You just got to be willing to be part of it.
The buy-in.
Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
The buy-in is important.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a very rare culture because of people like Jewell. And I've tried to be selective. And for one thing, bad people don't make it. They either change. And when I mean bad, I mean people that are maybe on a path of selfishness, manipulation. They only care about themselves, you know, narcissists. Not like bad, like I'm condemning them or like I'm better than them. I'm not. But if they're not into the vibe of working together, they're not going to work in our culture. Yeah. And so what ends up happening is you end up with like amazing friends. So I have a guy, Dylan Sells, who works for me. He's a great young coach. He just went downstate with Ignatius as an assistant. He does a great job, great on the sideline. And I've been telling him, hey, take a break because he works on the boys. We have like 300, almost 400 kids playing for us right now.
Oh, wow.
So he goes to boys and girls practices. He goes to the boys and girls room. I'm like, Dylan, you got to take time off.
Yeah.
And he's like, Steve, I hear you, but like, my job is my passion, and I'm with all my best friends. So who wouldn't want to go to work?
Yeah.
No,
If it's your passion and it's with your best
It's
friends.
not work if you love it every day.
Right.
No, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Like, I mean, our group chats are like active.
Yeah.
He texts us like at 4 a.m. I'm like, Steve, like we're into like different time zones. Like we get it. Like you love us and we love you too, but like relax, you know? But it's so true. Like all our close friends are from the warehouse. Like we talk every day. We go on trips together. Like they come out every time to like hang out with me, get me better. So it's like we hang out. We'll train in the morning and then have fun, you know, during the day. So it's a great like family. I mean, that's the best way to
the
say
thing
it.
is too, they show up.
Yeah.
Like when somebody's in trouble, they show up.
Yeah.
If somebody's got something good going on, they show up. Like Dimitri Pershin, like he's on a plane. He's flying to Lithuania to do clinics with kids now. He runs our boys program. He is in contact with players from 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like he's amazing at that. You know, DJ, he's revamped, you know, but the whole thing is teaching them to love and care about each other.
Yeah.
Like it's ultimately about team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm gonna throw a curveball. Well, not really a curveball, but when I called you when I was at Notre Dame, you were eating a sandwich on the phone.
What was the place? It was in your town.
Yeah. Where'd you go? Where were you?
The steak place off Milwaukee.
I don't know, but they're not our sponsor, so we don't have to say their name. So it all works. All right, cool.
So, anyways, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Your brother calls me first and says, "Hey, my sister's gonna call you." I'm like, okay, because it wasn't like we're not like we are now.
Okay. No, we weren't. We weren't super close.
Like, we knew each other.
Yeah.
I coached her. I thought her left hand was weak.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah.
You know what
I
they
don't
say,
think you guys
though.
understand. Like he would sit and literally force me left and just yell.
Yeah,
you can't go left. The whole
that's
gym's
not
like
true. I wasn't always yelling. Sometimes I was laughing. She can't go left.
because that makes it any better.
If they force, the only reason why they force you left is because they can't stop you going right.
Man, but he could.
Right?
He could. I was like, I don't know, 15, not even. It was like I would leave so mad every day.
Yeah, I've
This is
noticed
years.
like the scar tissue.
We all have scars.
I think you're getting healthier now.
We all have scars.
Well,
That's like a common denominator at the warehouse. Like, man, remember when Steve just like, we're like, yeah, I know it's terrible. Like, we just have like
Is
a
Steve
common.
diving for loose balls at the warehouse?
well,
The kids he's might have injured over the years.
I really like to.
Possibly.
I really like observing now. I'm at an observe.
No,
You
he
know,
sits there and just talks shit the whole time. Man, you suck. You're out of shape, man. Get in the gym. I'm like, all right, thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
I don't say that stuff
Appreciate
all
that,
the
Steve.
time.
Not all the time,
All right.
but like 90%, it's there.
Well, you're gonna get reality therapy.
I know.
We believe in reality.
We do.
Like,
We're
and I
very
know
honest.
in today's world that not everybody's into reality, but we are. So.
It's very honest. Yeah. So
Especially-
you got to come correct. I mean,
Especially in
like,
today's game.
everything needs to be on point because we will roast you.
Well, you know,
Every
the
single
thing I like about you, Jewell, is I watch you over and over again, like with these shoes, like taking an opportunity to work with an autistic kid to show art and the people that don't even know those stories. So, I mean, you're also like, I hold the standard on how we should behave. That's a fact. I'm the chief accountability officer for sure, but you give it life because not only are you, in my opinion, the best two guard on the planet, but you're also this great player and you're a great person. You're smart. You got all these other things, but you all, over and over again, you're showing up to kids' houses. You're making phone calls. You're sending gifts. I mean, I call you, say, hey, I need you to come to a game. You show up at the game. Jewell is so like used to this. So we're at this super sectional game. And so Jewell doesn't want to be there. She's okay to show up. But if she didn't get a phone call, she probably wouldn't have showed up. But I
Fair.
I call in a
fair.
chip. She shows up to the game. So the team wins. Loyola Academy wins. I got a little point guard, Aubrey Galvin. She's
a savage.
She's a savage, man.
Chucky,
She's like Jason Williams
yeah.
Jeez.
with a better jump shot.
Yeah.
Stone
It's
Diamond.
scary.
She's going to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
She's a
Okay.
great kid.
No, she's legit.
So her and Jewell have a great relationship. So I say, hey, Jewell, come on, we're gonna go watch her play. So she play, and then people are like all celebrating. So the pictures take time, and Jewell knows she's got to be there for the pictures. Jewell starts organizing the pictures. Get the picture here, so she can get out of there faster.
Like, speed this shit up, please.
You're killing two birds with one stone.
You
Making
have
some
to.
kid's day.
But I mean,
And then
okay.
you get out of
All
there.
right, but here's one of the best two guards on the planet coming out.
Yeah.
Help supporting a high school kid, high school team, and then organizing the pictures afterwards. It was like,
We were done in like 5 minutes.
unbelievable. Yeah, right. And you're like, hey, see you later, Steve.
Yeah, I got to work out tomorrow. Like, come on. Like, I got to go. I'm
But that's
hungry.
that's a genuine part of Jewell, man. Like, she's always about that. She's
all
always
the-
about helping
all
others
the
and
time.
doing all that.
All the time. I get
Tell
all
a
the
story,
time.
please. I called you.
Which way call me for?
At Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. So then I talked to Jared. I'm eating my steak sandwich. Okay, Jared, I'll talk to your sister. So I get the call. Jewell calls me. Now, I was already pissed with Notre Dame because I felt you were rookie of the year as a freshman of the year in college basketball. You were an All-American, and they didn't name you captain your junior year. And I thought that was, I still don't, it's baffling to me because I know what kind of person you are.
Mm.
So even like maybe if I'm a coach and I don't see it in you, I'm going to coach it out of you. You know what I mean? Like, but like if you're the best player, even if the best player is not, maybe you see they got some gaps. Well, I think part of your job is also helping to develop those skills so they're more and put more responsibility on them. That's how I think, but I didn't see that. So I was really like, whatever, Notre Dame, whatever. And then you called and I my first question was, are you happy? You said, no. I said, okay. I go, can you get your degree? I think getting your degree. Now, at that time, it was different in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Like, the money wasn't very good.
Right.
You had to go overseas.
Like $40,000, bro.
It was crazy, right?
I
Like,
could have like sold my Jordans and made more
right.
money.
So, like, I'm thinking you're going to play
Like-
10 years in the WNBA and you're going to have to get a job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, what, yeah, I can get my degree. I'm like, okay. I go, well, then leave. To me, it was so simple. Like,
Mhm.
I love that.
it was,
Okay, but like,
I love that.
it was so, like, I was, before this, prior to this conversation, I was like, all right, I'm not happy here. I really think I could like play in the league. And also too, I'm talking to Kobe like every day. Like he's my mentor. So I'm talking and learning from him every day. So I'm like, I'm doing this, I'm doing extra workouts. I'm like, I'm in shape. Like I really feel like I could go, like I'm kind of over college. Like, so I'm kind of going back and forth while I'm still in season. So we're like almost undefeated. Like we're about to go to the Final Four, all these things. So I'm just like, damn, like how am I supposed to tell like, call to Steve. He's like, are you happy? Okay, leave. Hangs up.
well, no, I made sure
like
you get your degree.
It was like a 14-second conversation.
It was about 90 seconds. But I made sure you get
But
your
in
degree.
that 90 seconds,
well, you
what
just,
changed? Like, what he really impacted you from that 90 second
yeah.
call?
I mean, it was like, hello? There's nothing there. I put the phone down and I'm like, all right, cool. I was at peace. Like, it was like no more back and forth. It was like, all right, if he believes I could do it, and have this.
we've actually kind of always got along like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you just kind of make it simple. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess,
But
I'm going.
but you clarify, because I'm getting old. I don't know if you've noticed. And so you clarify things for me that I don't like I'm a dinosaur, you know what I mean? So like, I think it goes both ways.
No, but that was like a pivotal. I mean, you literally have been every big event, moment, you've been there, basketball wise too. I mean, life, of course. But like basketball wise, you've seen like my first championship. Like you and Monte drove down, like, well, Monte drove, you slept all the way down to DC, watch me. I mean, you've been at every single like journey.
You know, early in my career, like I had Elton Brand, and Elton got traded. And he's like, hey, you coming to LA with me? And I'm like, no, I'm staying in Chicago. And I had Joe Ingles. I had him for 3 months. I turned him into a point guard, you know.
Yeah.
And I love these guys. These guys are great.
He's like,
No,
name
and these
names.
guys are great with me. Like just good dudes, like good people. We got along great. And I had all these guys, I was getting these guys, and I was so busy. I had so many people that I wasn't showing up for their games. They'd come NBA, they'd call me and say, hey, you want tickets? I was like, nah. You know, I'm just working with players. And I didn't go and honor their work by going to watch them play. And it's probably the biggest mistake I've made. And I've really turned that around. I've really worked to turn that around. I've really worked to change that. Because I think not only do you want to train your players, but you want to be there to support them, but also just celebrate them and give them that. And I made it was an arrogance on my part. Again, the active listening should help me with that.
It also goes back,
let's
to
go
that
back to
meeting, that
listening.
conversation that you had.
But in all seriousness, yeah, that's probably my biggest regret in my career is that I didn't support them. Not that I had to go to LA without Belton, but I could have went to a game.
Yeah.
You know, and so as the back end,
Who was calling? Is it Monte?
no,
Is it DJ?
I'm turning it off.
Dimitri? Haley?
Listen,
I go down the line here. Is it Dylan?
no.
Who is it from the warehouse is calling me right now? It's somebody. This guy's always on the phone though. Always talking to people. So it's classic. Do not cut this part. Do not cut this part.
Yeah.
Keep it,
This is
please.
Steve. This is Steve in his natural
This is inside joke.
element.
Yeah. This is the full
I'm
amount of
trying to
Steve
turn
right
it
now.
off.
I love it.
I don't-
He doesn't know how to work
Stevie
technology. I mean,
dribbling, like,
someone
on the
help this guy. Yeah,
Walking in the warehouse, yo.
100%. You said something earlier that last season was my best season.
By far. I don't think it's close.
Wow. Elaborate.
It's one thing about when Jewell is a free agent. Seattle made a lot of promises. I have some other relationships throughout the league. She gave up a lot to go back, and she went back because of the relationships with people there, and she trusted them, and she felt she had something to build, and she wanted to be on the rebuild. She thought, and I called her late at night, said, look, you're not taking my advice. That's okay. It's your life. I'm going to ride with you on this. If this doesn't work, if you ask me for my advice next time, I'm not giving it unless you're taking it.
Heard.
And she's like, cool. And so boom. But Jewell was so embedded in the organization.
Not only embedded in the team, but the city. The city loves Jewell.
Oh, and Jewell
I feel like the city of Seattle loved Jewell. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
the community was rallying around you like crazy.
Love Seattle.
Oh, it was traumatic, man.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with her or DeMonte Route every day all season.
He was
Like
a
I just
full-time
knew
therapist.
they were in it, man.
Confidant,
Like, they
therapist.
for
were,
sure.
No, they were in it. They were in a war.
Yeah.
And for her to average 19 points a game when her own
Technology. Someone help this
Just
guy.
hold the button. Swipe.
Someone grab his phone from him.
Hold the button.
It's a new phone. Just turn it off. If you can
Hold
turn it
the
off,
button.
I'd love that.
Swipe.
Please. You guys think I'm kidding. I am happy being old.
the greatest.
You guys got to understand, I am so happy being old. You did? Thank you, bro.
This is
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, there's
you.
appearance in here. Yeah.
He's a
Michael
savior.
Sarah.
Welcome to the newest
Love
warehouse
that
member.
guy. I love him. Bring him back.
Classic, man. Oh gosh.
What were we talking?
This city of
He's a
Seattle.
therapist.
Yeah, Seattle and so there was trauma, like serious trauma. Like it was bizarre. And I have other friends in the league. I'm like, you guys, have you seen this before? Like, not like that. Like it was whatever it was. It got like weird. It just got stupid.
Yeah, it's got a little weird. No, I think like it got weird. We all know it got weird. But I don't think I ever said thank you for when you came to Connecticut. Because I think that like started like the healing process. For real. Like, don't cry. I see it in his eyes. Don't cry. So the game was the game. It was just like really just whatever. But after the game, I come back out, and usually most players come out and you say hi to your family, friends, things like that. And I had my uncle there too, and coaches are out there, and I just came like I didn't even say hi to any fan. I just walked right to Steve and like literally just started crying. Damn. Like in front of everybody. Like I couldn't hold it in like anymore. It was just a burden that was just on my shoulders. And usually, people have never seen me cry in public. Like I'm always like keep holding it together, like holding everyone together. And people
I
just
never
looking.
seen you cry.
Yeah. I've never even cried with you ever.
Never.
And we've been through a lot of shit. And that was the first time where I couldn't hold it anymore.
Mostly I saw you mad at me. That's what I mostly have seen.
Yeah, 100%. Just fall like Arthur Fist, like pissed off. But like that moment of just like crying with you, like allowed me to like know everything's gonna be okay. And then I could start to like reset. So I say thank you for real, because that was like so pivotal.
A lot of stuff pent up then.
Oh,
A lot of stuff pent up.
unbelievable. I just didn't know. Like
that was the unpacking moment.
I like to solve problems. I'm pretty good at solving problems, like figuring out how to handle things, but I did not know how to handle that. There was no solution. Like it was none. And I felt bad because I brought people in.
Yeah.
And I felt like, damn, like this is kind of like my fault too, because I told like this is not the vision we all had, like all these things. But I mean, you showing up in Connecticut was like, oh my gosh. Like I've never I don't think I've ever cried like that even with my parents, And my blood uncle is there in the game. Like he's there waiting for me to say what's up. And I'm like, I can't even say to my fam. I mean, afterwards, but I didn't care who saw me cry. I didn't care who, like, it was like, I needed that. Cause I knew you understood. Like not a lot of people understood what was really going on, but like you did. So it's like a moment like that I need. Like,
That's
I think we both
impactful.
need it. Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, that's what a coach does. Like, you know what I mean? That's the
Man.
impact of a coach. That's the impact of someone who does great things for you and sees you grow and sees you elevate as a person.
Yeah, no, he just cares, and like he shows up, you know, and I appreciate that. Like that was like out of every moment of my life. Like I know you've been there for the championships. I know you've been there yelling at me to go left and play defense and all this other shit. But like that moment was like I would never forget that. Like that was huge for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
You want a tissue?
Nah, I mean, I love you,
Yeah.
and I appreciate I appreciate how you do your craft
Mhm.
and how you do your life. Like I think you care about others, and
So speaking of Jewell's craft, like what's the difference and what have you seen between Jewell's craft compared to other pros, other high elite college level players? Like what's the difference that you've seen with Jewell compared to them, and what separates her from that pack?
well, she was dunking in high school.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's legit. She was dunking in high
Like
school.
two hand, one hand.
So like she
I'm a
was
2-foot
world.
jumper, but
She was
two-foot jumper.
yeah.
Okay.
Look, she's a world class athlete.
Yeah.
But she's also intelligent, and she can, like she said, she works on problems. Like I saw her trying to work on the problems in Seattle. I was like, yeah, good luck with that, sister. But she works on things. She works things out. So this is a great story. So that she hires me to train her. So we have a meeting, and the goal is to make the Team USA. I'm like, all right. So I evaluate. I go through the roster. Simone Augustus averages 20 points a game, Hall of Famer. You just go through the list. Every single player. Sue Bird's the point guard. Diana Taurasi, the 2 guard. Like everybody's
Lindsay Whalen.
Lindsay Whalen, right. I'm like,
Maya,
okay, so, but I did notice, like,
pretty deep list.
No, but when you
Yeah.
add the list, there was not an elite defender that locked in. Like, obviously Simone could, but she was getting older at
Yeah,
that
they were
point
like
in
on
her career.
that border.
So I said, you got to. I go, yeah. Here's your path. You got to be a defensive stopper for this team. She's like, no,
What?
I'm not doing that. I can score. I'm a scorer. Blah, blah. I'm like, look.
How dumb am I?
So
Like,
I'm like literally arguing with her. Like, all right, you know who Diana Taurasi is, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
she's pretty good. Like,
my
you know,
icon.
super. Like, I'm like I'm happy. She's.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, she's like 19.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like,
Yeah,
or
young
maybe
gun.
20 at that point, because it was your junior,
yeah.
2021.
20,
So
yeah.
she doesn't know.
Yeah.
No
So I'm
idea.
like, okay, well, we'll see how you do it. The other thing that Jewell didn't like to do when I trained her, she didn't like to run. I always found that interesting. I'm like, running is part of basketball. Like, so she would argue with me about running, and I didn't care. I just made her run
It
anyways.
wasn't just running. It was a full court,
But-
100 threes.
So
Like,
what?
That's
I-
different.
That's like the Steph Curry.
by
that's
yourself.
spent
I,
my
I gotta go get my
yeah.
rebound too. Like it's
I
not like
spent
you got
my
a rebound.
whole life doing that. Okay.
I get it.
So,
Steph Curry.
so
too.
now,
Yeah.
but
Not
here,
Steph Curry.
just to show you the difference in this pro, you go, the warehouse game ends, she starts running, and they all start running with her. So and then I say, what are you doing? Oh, tomorrow I'm up 5 a.m., swim. So she's doing 3-4 workouts. Like she's embracing the lifestyle. And from the girl that told me, no, I'm not going to be a defensive stopper. And I don't want to run. Like, it's pretty cool to watch. Like, you mature as an adult, and now a leader. Like, people are listening to you. You're influencing other players. Like, yeah, like you're that. That's kind of cool. Because
He's calling me old politely. He's calling me an old vet politely.
it's kind of true.
I don't know, Steve.
10 years in,
That's
sister.
wisdom, though.
And
That's the
but
game.
It's everything that I learned from, honestly, this being in the warehouse. Like I learned so much.
Yeah.
Like think about all the people who have played pickup in the warehouse.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
The list is
Now the
insane.
warehouse is like this times 4. Like,
Yeah, this is
like
actually the
literally,
warehouse.
it's
This is-
kinda
we're
like
on
the
the court
same-
right now.
Yeah.
it actually has the same kind of vibe.
Yeah,
This
I know.
room has the same
Yeah, it
vibe as
does.
the warehouse does. So
It's like, how do you explain? The gym is like, first of all, it smells awful. Bathroom smells bad.
yeah, it's terrible.
Terrible.
It's like a legit, like being in a warehouse, like legit.
Like there's
It's like
the floor is solid, but like certain areas,
dead
it
spots.
might be a hole here.
Dead
Like
spots.
you see the pipes.
yeah,
it's
it does.
usually like really cold.
There's some dirt that's been in there for decades.
Yeah, it's not like
Is there like a ball
luxury.
stuck like up like
Well,
somewhere?
it's like-
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's like
And it's got like the hang steel crossed across all of
it's like an old there's the bleachers. You can sit and watch, but like
aluminum.
Aluminum bleachers.
There's padding on the walls.
Portable.
How much padding on the wall?
I mean, it falls off every once in a while if you run into it a couple times.
Yeah, I said we'll be in a lot of lawsuits.
A lot of lawsuits.
If we don't pad those walls.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's bad, but the level of play is insane.
Unmatched.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best games I've ever watched, played in, been a part of have been in the Warehouse.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's insane. Like,
what are some of the best runs? Like, is it summertime off season? Is it like?
Yeah, for me, I'm too old now, so I'm kind of out of it, and it's kind of sad. Like when I grew up, there's pickup everywhere, and now it's not as much. You know, it's so structured, so like almost farmed out. It's almost like basketball's being farmed out. Like you got to go here and train. You got to go with your strength coach. You got to go with your ball handling coach. Go work with your individual trainer. Dude, go hoop.
Yeah.
Go play 5-on-5.
That's
get into it. Like
that's like the Jamal Crawford thing. He's like, I never did cone drill. I never did like the chair drill. I just played pickup.
Hoop.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Practice the hang dribble in game.
Yeah.
You know,
for
practice
sure.
the long crossover in game.
Right.
See how it works.
Yeah.
Number one way to get better at playing basketball is playing basketball. Number one way. Yeah. Any coach that's telling you something different is lying.
Drop the mic.
I mean, you're not going to argue with any results.
I'm not arguing. I've been raised in it. I mean, and the pickup games are like, we play to 161.
How does that work? Like, how do you play to 100? Like, I get it. Like, pickup games, 11, 15, 21 cap, like, game's over, whatever. But, like, is there a clock?
Yeah, I'm the one that started. I started out playing one-on-one to 101 full court. And it was for development.
Still does it.
To get reps.
How long does that take?
If it's two good players, 20 minutes. Okay. If they're good. If guys can make shots.
If the guys are coaching, how long does it take?
Like if the players are not efficient.
Yeah.
You're really on.
Yeah, we don't put those players in those games. We put those in the games to 15.
Oh, okay.
Or 7. Or 5.
Jeez.
We're playing to 3. Yeah. Good luck, guys. All 12 of you terrible players.
Oh my God.
He's so quick to like move.
But like these games that go up to like 160, 200, you said 220.
Yeah, 220.
Like what is it? Like again, I'm mind blown because I never heard of a game going that long. Like recently, I was actually watching a clip that like Derrick Rose played some kids in China in a camp 1-on-1 until 100. And half court to 100. And I was like, what? How does that work?
Yeah, we go half
to
court.
100? Like, how are you guys playing to 220?
Just run.
It's a workout.
It's simple. You just keep running. Like and that's
who's keeping score.
Would you rather run, like go for a 5-mile run, or would you rather play to a game to 120?
Definitely
play a game to 120, and that's how I thought.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
like I created the long games because I'm offensive minded. Yeah. Every championship I've won, we played defense. But in my training, I'm 9
seasons. Hey, we were scoring 120 a game.
Yeah, 90. I would say easily 97% of all my training has been offense.
Wow.
But now I'll have guys guard. I believe you got to play against defense. But action. Trust me, I have the defense there to make the offense. I'm always thinking about how to maximize growing offensive basketball.
Yeah.
But when I want to win, if I'm building a championship, we lock in our defense. You got to play defense. So, but when I'm in development, like, you want to develop their offensive game. So I felt like if you played to 120, there's nowhere to go. You had to get a number of shots. Everybody had to get shots. So there wasn't like some of the pettiness gets taken out of it because now you just got to survive.
Yeah, facts.
Right. And so now, and if you give effort, you're going to get more opportunity. So it rewards effort.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get a chance. So, and now
a really good way to
what the brilliant part is like these guys are scheming now.
Yeah.
So they're making plays, they're running high action, running splits, they're running back. So they're like,
you're running horns and pickup. Crazy.
I swear.
Yeah, they're running all of it.
We run zone.
Right.
What? Boxing one?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Whatever you want. They can do whatever they want to win.
We are
elevator doors, plays, everything you think of.
Bro, we do that.
You're running
legit.
UCLA.
Like pitch back, come back,
like
Spanish pick and roll. Like it's legit. I'm telling, it's like the most high IQ basketball games. Like we're just, unless someone not be, we're like sub and watch. Like please, because you're messing up the flow. Like if you don't understand like what we're trying to do, like it's not a lot of ISO. Like it's just everyone. It's team basketball.
Yeah.
Like it's the ball moves and everyone gets shots.
How much
It's
shit
crazy.
talking are in those sessions?
What?
How heated does it get?
It gets heated. Where's Monte when we need him?
It's pretty.
Man.
Well, we've had to back him up because he's so intelligent. Like he's so underestimated because big, strong black guy, and so
Facts.
they think that he's not intelligent,
Yeah.
and that is not true. He's one of the smartest person I've ever met reading a room
Yeah.
of people. He's unbelievable, and he understands how to work a room.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had to coach him down because he's
Seriously.
trained psychological. He's got guys like ready to quit basketball.
He's making
Like,
people cry
he's
in the middle of the
cerebral
game.
He's making
assassin.
grown men. He's got
Unreal.
people walking out of the
Cerebral
gym.
assassin.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, yo, bro, like, take it easy. Like, you're like Tyson, at 12-year-old. Stop.
Jeez.
But he's like,
Yeah.
he figures out like if he can get a guy excited or if he can get a guy in his own head or if he can get somebody mad at somebody else. He's working all those angles. So you got all that psychology going on in this pickup game.
Facts. And he's a bucket. So you got to respect him too. Like he's able to create.
And he can defend.
I know. His
he's
defense is, oh gosh. People
Slapping the hardwood.
Man, him and Pat, like two Chicago guys that just get out of the mud.
Pat was a Harlem Globetrotter.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually how I met Monte the first time.
Did you really?
Pat. Yeah, it was because Pat was at Trinity first.
I didn't know that.
So then Pat knew about me and told Monte about me. And then when we tried to we hired a bunch of those kids.
Yeah.
Came to full package, like 30 of them. I was praying. I was like, all right, God, bring me some Christians. All of a sudden, Andreas Marmolejo brings 30 Christians from Trinity. That's a true story.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man. That's
good.
This is wild.
Yeah. And out of those kids that came in the door,
yeah.
Okay, you got Monte, worked in Seattle.
Yep.
Pro trainer.
Yeah.
You got Dan is at North Carolina's assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
Misa is now West Virginia's assistant coach.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. Like TJ's got his own company.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like basketball.
unreal.
They all those people that came in.
Damn.
Disco's coaching down in down south, coaching high school.
Yeah.
So all those kids that came through that door, like
It's
unbelievable.
It's an impressive collection.
We asked him like, how many kids have you coached?
Yeah, how many kids have you
He's
honestly
like,
coached?
what?
I mean, in terms of like put through a clinic or one workout.
Whatever you consider like your style of coaching and you consider I coached up this kid.
That'd be like where I was really got to know them and they really got to know me. That's probably between 3,000 and 5,000. But like just to kind of touch, it's over 100,000 kids.
Jeez.
Just me personally.
Easily.
Like my network, it's probably over 1 million.
Goodness.
And I wish he was like being dramatic and being like extra.
Worldwide Steve.
Well, Will Voigt, my first point guard was I coached him at the Cabot School. 275 kids in the school.
Oh wow.
In Vermont. Cabot cheese. You can get it at your local grocer.
What?
Will was a junior.
What a read.
He was a junior, and he was my point guard captain. And then I was best man at his wedding. And he's now an assistant at BYU.
Oh, wow.
But he worked for the Spurs last year, head of the G League. He took a team. He took Nigeria to the 2016 Olympics. And then he took Angola, and I worked with him with that to the World Cup in 2019.
Wow.
So that was my first point guard that I had.
Yeah.
So, and then Wayne, who I mentioned earlier, he started his own company. He helped kids earn over in Vermont, like over 20 million in scholarships.
Jeez.
Like in Vermont. Like
So
that's a hell of a job.
So you've coached in the international level as well?
Yeah. I've been to Australia.
That was insane.
I've worked with I've worked with Olympians from a lot of different teams.
No,
Turkey.
We went to Australia for Worlds.
Yeah.
So he's coming just just to support. Okay, like not work, just support. Him and Monte are there.
He's on PTO.
Man, yeah,
he's supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to be, right? So I don't know how you met.
Dude, it was
He
crazy.
was just talking to people. He's like, actually, I'm like, yo, where's Steve? So I'm like, oh, he's giving a clinic. How the fuck is he giving a clinic in Australia? With who? Where? Like, what? He's like, oh, I hitchhiked. I met some guy. He drove me to this gym. And I mean, I was
you
like,
always find a way.
I mean, you had a hella kids too. Like,
it was insane.
he put this whole thing together in like, what, 5 hours?
Yeah,
There's
but
footage.
it's kind of like your dad. Like you tell the story about your dad in tennis, like it happens over, just happens over and over. Like I show up.
It was,
All right, so John Lucas today, who's the player development, John Lucas Jr. I was at the Houston Comets training camp, I think like 2000, the last championship they won. So it was like 2000. I think.
Shout out to the Comets.
Yeah, the Comets.
Shout out to the Comets.
They brought me in, the assistant coach brought me in because he saw me. I worked with a woman from my hometown named Nicole Levesque, played at Wake Forest, small college, Bob Cousy player of the year. And she was on the inaugural Sting. And I worked with her a little bit to help her get, she was having a problem scoring against the bigger athletes. So I helped her get more crafty and she was player of the year. So, so I was helping her she wanted to get back in the WNBA. So I put her through some workout. I flew her to Atlanta and I met her there. And then the assistant coach came up and said, well, who are you? What are you doing? Like, because Nicole was killing everyone.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I do player development. So he took me in the hallway of this high school and he had me showing him footwork. So I was teaching footwork off screen, curl cut, catch, shoot, all that. And he's like, hey, I want you to come to Houston for training camp. I'm like, yeah, I'll come. So I flew in. I had a buddy from college, Steve Hansen. So I stayed at his house and I went there. And so first day I start training the women. Jennifer Rosati was there. The head coach cut it off. He saw the impact I was having. He saw how they were responding.
Yeah.
And he just
hated
sat.
on
He sat and he made me the ref. So Cynthia, this is great. No, Cynthia Cooper, like they like to complain to the refs.
Yeah.
Well,
you hate that.
I'm like,
that drives you nuts.
I'm thinking also, I'm a baller. I'll kill you. Like, what are you talking to me for? Like, that's how I'm thinking. So she yelled at me and I'd give her no calls. So after 2 days of that, he fired me as the ref.
Damn.
So John Lucas Sr. was there and he was getting guys ready for the draft. There was a kid, Chris Porter from Auburn at the time. And he goes, hey, Steve, your shooting coach, let me see what you can do. Can you work with this kid for a minute? So I had him draining everything like in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
sick.
cash. So then John Sr. goes to me, he goes, what are you doing here? I go, well, I was here to work with the Comets, but
got fired, beat a
ref. I got fired.
Well,
I was too good at my story. I was too good at the skill development, so they fired me. Then I was terrible at reffing, and I was happy about that. They fired me for that. He's like, I got somebody for you. And he brought his son, and so I started training John. So I spent like 8 days with John Jr., and he was like awesome. He worked so hard, so creative, so competitive. So I walk in today, he's the player development. Yeah. And then I hear one of the guys call him coach. I'm like, coach.
Right.
Shows you how old I'm.
Full circle moment right there.
That's the cool thing. Like, I FaceTimed him. I was working out in Cali. And I FaceTimed. I'm like, hey, this girl's shot is, I don't know. Can you just turn the camera like 2 seconds later, fix this. I'm like, this guy, I don't know how to explain it. He can take anyone to make him a really good shooter.
Not anyone. There's some people that
sign me up.
There's learning gaps. Like not everybody. Not everybody can become a good shooter.
Okay, maybe, but with you, like you just pick up things that no one else sees.
I have a pretty good percentage rate of being able to help people improve.
Yes. Yeah, it's insane.
I don't have one system. Like I look at you and I try to figure out how you think, and so I'll talk to you, and then as you tell me, then I can kind of figure out how you think and how you're processing and where you're at.
Yeah.
And so I'll just try to keep having conversations so I can figure out where you're at, so I can meet you there. And then once I meet you where you're at, then we can work on moving forward. Okay. So that's kind of how I treat it.
Thanks for the consult. I'm gonna sign up. Yeah. Thanks for the consult.
No, I'm serious.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Steve.
So
do you remember the time where me, you, and Monte were going to go get lunch, and then like 10 minutes later you text us that you got hit by a car?
All right, now listen. That girl was texting when driving. Her mother was really upset at her. Yeah, that sucked. That was right when we got back from the World Cup.
Yeah, I know.
So we were going to have lunch.
I know.
It was Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent the weekend in the hospital. Collapsed lung.
We thought he was kidding. He's like, because literally he texted us like at 11. Hey, let's go have lunch, okay? 11:15, got hit by a car. But like, okay, like there's no chance. Like you just don't want to hang out with us.
Yeah, my dog ate my homework.
Yeah,
Steve. All right.
exactly how I felt. He sends us a picture of him in a neck brace, blood, and he's like smiling, thumbs up. God. I'm like, this is serious. I'm like, are you good? Are you okay? Like he's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's the girl just hit me on my bike. Like,
I'll tell you what, the hospital food is terrible. So anybody that like called me, I was like, I had people sending me McDonald's, Culver's. I said, if you're coming, bring food, man.
100%. But the best part about that story is that Monte took that picture and put it on a shirt.
I don't think that's the best part of the story.
I love that shirt.
I don't.
But we do.
Yeah, I know.
So when you got out of the hospital, we all were wearing it out in the warehouse. Welcome back.
future warehouse merch right there.
Specs on sale every
Blood
Tuesday.
running down my
Blood
face.
is running down your face. Just it's all. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
great.
I mean, that's like
Steve
your life.
exclusive.
Oh, 100%. Like you have the craziest stories. Things always just kind
It
of like
just always happens.
always.
Yeah,
It just
it's
never
great.
fails. I mean, you just. I don't know.
So the warehouse is just different.
It is different. Just different, man.
Just different.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about the people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it was just a building. It was like an auto shop, you know, and there's other people that will go in there and they come in and they do basketball. We don't. We live. Like we're living it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When
So-
was it like founded by you? Like when did you officially make it the warehouse? Like when was it open warehouse? Boom.
Marv Tuckman and his cousin Mark Singer approached me about doing a build out on the building. Like they had kind of marked it. And so we went in on a deal for like a 10-year lease or whatever. And that was that. And then we did the build out and started hooping.
Damn.
It's insane.
Yeah.
See.
When you lost full package and got it back and brought it back to life and made it better.
Yeah, because full package is a pretty big I mean, I like growing up, like I've heard of full package as like a pretty premier AAU club.
Yeah. I mean, I feel we're more like the Bad News Bears than like, you know, then I don't know what's the guy, Boo Williams, you know, like
Mhm.
Boo's got the pros coming
Yeah.
in. Like we're really pulling people out of the dirt, you know, like Modest Buzelis, when he came to us, I met him at Raplis Ivanuskas's graduation.
Yeah,
So I was there.
yeah.
So they're friends with the parents and they said, my son, he's not playing on his AAU team. I'm like, he's 12. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Well, you bring him by if you want, whatever. No. And then so they came in. He was a skinny little sixth grader. So, and I actually happened to be coaching like at a game. And so I got to coach him. And I noticed he could see, like he had vision. I was like, oh. So I said, hey, make him a point. And we just started making him a point guard. And so we developed him, you know. And then like Amon Shumpert, like nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got him and he blew up, you know.
Damn.
So it's and Abdel Nader, like nobody
Yeah.
knew who he was. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
shout
like
out Bill Nader.
you know,
That's Nas North right there.
yeah. So and Terrence Shannon, like, well, I coached his
Okay.
dad. I
Yeah.
trained his dad.
TJ.
And then I remember when Terrence was born.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Dimitri Pershin was coaching at Lincoln Park and he's in the championship game. He goes, hey, I'm in the championship game. I win it. I'm going to win the conference. So I showed up, drove there and showed up. And then he's like, oh, this is Terrence Shannon. I'm like, Terrence Shannon Jr.? I'm like, oh, I know your dad. So, and then Terrence came with us and trained with us. And then him and Monte became very close because, you know, it gets too big. You can't, like, I started out as like a player development company, but really what I am now is a coaching and a coaching development because we don't believe in training. Like training, we train. But we don't believe in being a trainer. We believe in being a coach. And you don't want to just coach an individual. You want to coach the person on how to play the game. You don't want them just having individual skills, right? You want them to be able to play. So I've really become it's more of a coaching development.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you
pretty
think that's
crazy.
so overemphasized in today's game? Like, have you seen like these trainers on Instagram? I'm granted they do an amazing job with these like players, like these pros. You know, like they're hosting one-on-ones or shutting down half the court, and they're just working on certain drills and stuff like that. The individual coaching.
Yeah.
But do you think that's super overemphasized?
Well, I think for young kids, I think they need to really be able to taught how to play connected basketball.
Mhm.
I think when you're talking about a high-end pro where they might want to add something to their game,
Yeah.
the funny thing is the only pros that really end up winning, and Kobe, Michael, they all proved it, is they have to pass. And if they don't pass, they can't win. And they've proved it. They tried to win without passing, and they couldn't do it.
Mhm.
You know, and even Michael in the documentary talks about how, you know, Phil wanted, you know, us to play a certain style. And I said, okay, I'll do that, but the fourth quarter's mine.
Yeah.
So even Michael had to negotiate, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know anybody better at basketball than him.
Yeah.
So,
True.
like, you know what I mean? So if he has to surrender to the team, everybody
Then everyone
does.
else has a buy-in.
Right. And
sure.
and so I think that's a miss. So in our training, if I have advanced players, we're going to do 30% skill and 70% play.
It's the best.
Yeah. And
I mean-
then if
Good
the
way to look
kids
at it.
Oh
stink,
yeah, it's by
then we do 70% skill and 30% play. They stink. So.
He hates watching bad basketball, so he's like, listen, we'll flip it.
Well, if they
swear.
stink, right, let's try to get them better.
Now it's everything's like everyone's playing basically like 5 out. It's not really like.
Well,
But you were doing that forever.
Well, no, you look at patterns though, right?
Yeah.
You look at patterns, and so basketball's cyclical, right? Like everybody's talking about how creative people are. If you go back and watch the ABA games, they're doing dribble handoff in transition into a screen. They're doing the same actions in the ABA in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, Hubie Brown was coaching in the ABA in the 70s.
Yeah.
He's a genius,
Yeah,
right? So
of
the
course.
basketball coaching was great, but it's cyclical. So, but the 3-point line and Steph Curry, like that's new. There wasn't,
That's his favorite player.
there was nothing.
Right now,
that is my favorite player.
Steph's favorite player right now.
Yeah. So what's happened is now the defenses are all focused on the outside. So the post game has come back. And Jalen Brunson,
Yeah.
like,
Stevenson.
shout out
Stevenson.
to
Illinois
Jalen
basketball,
Brunson.
man. I'm telling you.
Them suburbs,
Like,
man.
Shit.
look,
Them
well,
suburbs, man. They got hoopers. I'm telling you.
Well, what I didn't think he was athletic enough to be like,
the man.
I thought he'd be a backup point guard. You know what I mean? In the NBA. Like he just wasn't athletic enough. But nobody outworks that guy. My guy was at Dallas as the player development. He in the gym 10 o'clock at night. He worked so hard that Luka had to get rid of him. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see.
That's what happened. Luka, like, oh, this dude's too good.
You kind of saw it in that playoff series
Right.
where Luka didn't play. I think it was against the Jazz, Utah. The
100%.
first 2
He went
games, he just
off.
took over
Yeah.
the game.
If you go back
and he was
look at
attacking
film,
every spot of the court.
go
Yeah.
back and look at film and watch Luka's face during it.
Mm.
Yeah, you could.
That's
That's the whole thing. Like, if you know how to read body language, you just got to watch the film.
Yeah.
You can just see how people they show you how they feel.
Yeah.
They show you. They show you when they don't give a guy 5.
Yeah.
You ever see the Andrew Bogut when he's playing with Milwaukee, and so he shoots a free throw because he didn't get along with his team, like nobody liked him, so he pretend high five to everybody.
Thank you.
That was like
You
Yeah.
appreciate that.
But yeah, like
Man.
those fundamentals are going to be key. I mean, like you said, Jalen Brunson's not the most athletic guy. Small,
Right,
You know,
but he
not
can
like
post up.
Super athletic, but post up, footwork.
But see, I thought he learned it at Villanova. That's not what happened at Villanova, because I was talking to Steve Donahue, who's from Philly, and so I thought Jay Wright had taught those guys that. No, Brunson came in and started doing it and just working the other guys. Jay Wright said he made it a drill and he started teaching it. But he learned it from Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
That's
he made
sick.
everybody do it.
Yeah.
And he taught
That's
everybody
so
how to
sick.
do it. How insane is that?
That's amazing.
That's wild.
But that shows you how great that coach is.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the game's organic. So you want to study who's in the room with you and what kind of energy they have and how do you play them together.
Mhm.
So that's how I always, it's not like I have a system. It's like I'm looking to develop,
Yeah.
you know, I'm looking to develop something with the people in the room. Like
Yeah.
not go get, you know, go do 5 out, right? Like what works for them.
What do you think's like my next development in my game?
Say it again.
My next development.
Oh, I think off-ball movement. I said it to you last year too, but last year got weird. But
You said it in code. Like you couldn't really say it when you said it.
No, last year sucked. Anyways, yeah, your off-ball movement. I just think also you're playing with Chelsea Gray. Like she's
Facilitator.
brilliant, man.
Unreal.
Like
Facilitator.
brilliant. Like brilliant.
Yeah.
Like brilliant. Like she's just brilliant. I don't know what else to say about her.
Imagine
So
she made a pass today in pickup.
No, you didn't say.
Oh my gosh. Like
explain it. Because
I
you
don't
tried
know,
to explain
I don't
it.
know how to
can't
explain
see
it, but like she's okay, so she's dribbling this way. Okay, going straight. She turns her body, so as like almost like a bump off.
Okay.
So the person rolls and she passes it this and it goes through like behind her head, through the person's defender, right to I'm like, how's that even
Showtime.
I can't like my flexibility in my shoulders doesn't allow me to like I just watched. I'm like, this is I gotta go back on defense. I was stunned. It was unbelievable. Like it was
It
just
was like that Magic Johnson. I came down.
It's a facts.
Oh,
It was a
yeah, yeah.
straight ass pass right to her pocket. Like
she's
oh,
so
God.
like if you're playing
call it
with
the point
Chelsea
guard for a
Gray,
reason.
you're not working on your off-ball movement. You're not very intelligent. Like because that woman lives to make plays.
She'll feed you
And
rock.
if you're the play, she'll get you to rock.
Yeah.
So be in the play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think off-ball movement. I think also your defense is sensational. So I think you
Thanks.
just locking people up
Hey,
and
I'll take that.
just
Age of 31, still playing defense. Let's go.
Let's go.
you
Slapping the hardwood.
Exactly.
I mean, you came a long way from arguing
Yeah,
with me
yeah.
about being
Yeah.
a defensive
Yeah, I
stopper.
know.
For
I know.
the
That was-
Olympic
that was-
team.
I'm not trying to buy in and play defense on Team USA.
That was a different. No one defender.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't finish the
You kidding
story.
me, Jewell? Come on.
She calls me up, and she goes, "Hey, Steve, I just want to let you know I made the team." I'm like, oh, cool. I go, hey, what's your role?
Well,
Defensive stopper.
Defensive stopper.
but you
Out
got
of
to
all
embrace
things,
it.
Yeah,
She did.
I did.
And you know what? When you're on a team, everybody loves the defensive stopper.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
Except the people that they guard in practice. They don't like them, but
Yeah.
everybody else likes them.
He's a fan favorite.
You ultimately do your team a service. In practice, you're making the offensive player better. And in the
100%.
game, you're shutting down their best player. So
Exactly. You know,
San Diego, it's
cardio.
interesting. San Diego State, when they got to the Final Four, their strategy, they went into the portal and they only took players that were all defensive, all conference defense.
Mm.
That's the only players they took out of the portal, and then they got them. And you think about it, those guys are usually unselfish. They're team guys. They're not afraid to compete.
Gritty
They're
as
coachable,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
At that time, the portal was free.
and when Baylor
paying these guys.
won the national championship, they had some dudes that came out of the mud.
Yeah.
Like,
You need them.
They really got
You
it.
got to have those players on your team for sure.
yeah.
Build that chemistry.
Yeah. Definitely.
Gosh. Portal.
Definitely.
Man, take me back to college.
Who do you think is going to win it
Oof.
this year?
Danny?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the NBA players, I mean, for me, I'm a big Jokic fan, honestly. Like, I really think when he's on the court, to me, I feel like there's always a chance to win. I think in my eyes, he's the MVP.
Mm.
And to be honest, like, he makes basketball fun to watch because it's a chess match. I got it. I'm rolling with Denver. Call it crazy. Call me crazy. The whole Russ train, all that. Call me crazy. I'm rolling with Denver. I don't care. When Jokic is on the floor, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You saw the plus minus, and you saw
it's insane.
and this is where I knew this guy was so good. It was the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
That game right before when USA advanced the gold medal game, that semifinal.
Wait,
that was insane.
wait, time out. You mean it took you to that
No,
point?
no. I'm saying his impact. Well, because look who he's playing against. You know what I mean? But
what do you mean? He's playing against?
He's playing against Team
He
USA.
won the world championship playing for Denver,
Well, of course.
and he was the
But I'm
multiple time
saying his
MVP.
surround. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say is with the
Get it right,
Serbian
Danny.
national team, he makes that offense go so well, and it runs even more fluid in the Serbian national team than it is on the Denver Nuggets. And when he sits on that bench to take a breather,
It's
all hell breaks
it's
loose for
Okay,
Serbia.
all right. So let me ask you a
It's
question.
like
then.
the
Let me-
plus minuses are crazy.
Okay, so if you think he has a bigger impact with the Serbian team than he does with the Denver team, then why do you think Denver's going to win?
Because he's just so good.
just him.
Good
only.
luck.
No,
I
think
love you.
I honestly, what they're going through, they're battling through adversity as well. I think they have a chip on their shoulder too. They from last year blowing it in Game 7 against Minnesota.
You know who I think the most underrated player in the NBA is? Aaron Gordon. I think he gets the least amount of love for the most talent.
Yeah,
That's
He-
a good, that's a
he-
good take.
he's a dog, man. He's a dog on defense. He scores to the rim. He can shoot it if you need him
yeah.
to.
Oh, he's shooting at a career high this year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
40. I think he's shooting like 43% from
And,
That's a
the
good take,
and
actually.
he's a good teammate. Like, he just meshes with the scheme. He doesn't,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
plays connected. Like, I love his game.
plays within the system, and
Yeah.
really, honestly, that from when he got traded on, he bought into like, yo,
Mhm.
this is my role now. I'm playing
Yep.
with one of the greats. Like,
Yeah. All you got to do is keep moving.
yeah.
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 So-
What about that Kawhi Leonard guy?
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
so
love
Denver.
Kawhi, man.
He's the most underrated player.
Yeah, hey, you know
Right.
you
When he's
know,
on,
hey,
yeah.
When he-
you know
when he-
how-
when
hey,
he's
I'll tell you-
playing,
When he
he's,
plays.
when
Hey,
he's playing,
He
oh,
plays.
Hey, cool. Kawhi Leonard is so good
he's very good.
that's how I knew that Luka was for real. In the bubble, Luka drove Kawhi to the lane, bodied him, laid it up, and Kawhi went to the refs and complained.
And he never.
I
yeah.
said, "Oh shit!" I
That's
said,
when you
"This
knew.
kid's real."
Yeah.
If you make Kawhi Leonard complain to the referees,
Yeah.
you can play.
Yeah.
Make the guy who never
You
talks.
can play like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah, he never talks, but he's still
Yeah.
talking to the ref. Oh shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never saw him talk to a ref. That was the only time I ever saw it.
Yeah.
Luka bodied him, laid him up like a little baby, and he went complaining. Like, it's what happened. That was
To be fair, though, I think he does it to a lot of players in the league.
oh no,
a
he
lot
does
of
that
great
every.
defenders in the
Yeah.
league.
I watched Anthony
Edward?
Davis
Oh, Davis.
fall off him, like just like a little kid just fall off him. His youngest just laid
just
it
so-
up. It's like,
People don't realize how strong
wait,
like these
Anthony
guys
Davis
are.
is
Like,
huge.
Yeah, I know,
and he
but,
looks
like,
small compared to
jeez.
Jokic.
Yeah, it's true.
So, what was the moment that you realized that you absolutely love what you do?
Well, in the beginning, I needed basketball as a person.
Mm.
Like, I needed it.
Yeah.
So, like, right then, like, it was it. Like, I'm from a small town, D+ average in high school. Football didn't work out. And I was like, I told my guys, come and play college basketball. He laughed at me. And I don't know. It just is it. It was my own. It wasn't even about falling in love. It was like, this is a vehicle, and I'm going to use this vehicle to change my life.
Wow.
And then from then, it's the people. Like I love the game. Like I love the game. It's awesome. I love studying the game. I love it. But yeah, when I'll tell you, recently I've been really re-energized in the game. Like I really feel like, yeah. And then the last like 5-6 years, I've really been just in a flow of study, and just trying to watch the trends that are happening and then look for what's going to happen. So I've said this when I saw the 3-point line. I said, hit post plays coming back. So that's come back. And the next thing I said, hey, because I was watching the patterns, the offenses were all floating up. And so the baselines are empty a lot if you're watching a game. But now you don't see it as much. Now, I said now if people are going to start attacking off the baselines. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I look at, so I'm kind of always playing the game in my mind and thinking about what could happen and what I need to prepare my players for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah. I do feel like for a moment you were like, not done with basketball, but you were just like tired.
I was tired.
I mean,
I was sick too.
You were sick. Yeah, I'm saying you were sick, and I played a
and I was
factor, too.
tired. I got tired, man. I mean, just got tired. I just, and then it's just, yeah. But it's always kind of been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you were sick. You couldn't even shoot a layup.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. I had hyperthyroidism. I didn't know it.
Oh, wow.
And like my body was like withering away.
Jeez.
And they finally figured it out.
Yeah, it was scary.
It's
We're all
crazy.
like, I mean, you like to joke around a lot, but then we're like, oh,
He's actually.
Yeah, he looks like he might die.
Oh my God.
That's they were saying. They weren't saying that to me.
No.
They were just saying that to
like,
each other.
Is he gonna die?
No.
Like, is he good? Like, I don't know. He hasn't shot a layup. He hasn't even touched a basketball. Like we were
Dude.
like, I mean, obviously, like,
Yeah.
being
I
serious,
knew I
but
was
we're
really
being
sick when I
serious.
went to the 3-point line, and I shot it, and the ball went to 10 feet. And I was like, oh, I got a problem.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
that's
back
actually
making
Oh.
threes.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
nothing but
You can
never.
ask,
I need
you
you
can
to
ask
pick him
Emily.
up.
You can ask Emily Naraki. She's a young player coming up, and she
It's
unfortunately
annoying.
she's had tried to stop me. Poor kid.
It's like we actually celebrate when he misses.
It's
annoying
a
when he makes it.
scouting report. Pray that
Yes.
he misses.
Yeah.
No, she starts all this.
No, it's all of us. We like secretly wait for you to shoot it.
Dom.
Yes.
Dom
Yes.
definitely.
When it
did.
rings out, is like the
Yeah.
greatest feeling on earth. Yeah.
He's like, give me the ball
you
back.
did
Give me the
something.
ball back.
It's like when you actually did something. Like,
100%.
yeah, stopped it.
Wide open layup miss. Thank you, Steve. That just made my fucking day. Cause I was sick of you making every shot. It's so annoying. You just come to warehouse.
Oh, I can't
You'll
wait.
win this.
I
'Cause
cannot wait.
This is insane.
By the way, she's talking about my career in my 40s, just so you know. Like, yeah,
That's why he's a legend, Steve.
I would never forget
Tom
it.
Brady won a Super Bowl in his 40s.
Yeah, it's true.
Look what LeBron's doing in his 40s.
well, I'm a coach. My playing days are over.
He says it now, but he'll
Look
still
what John
play.
Shire's doing in his 40s.
Facts.
Yeah, coaching.
Yeah, there you go.
That's you all day.
Really good. He's
Yeah.
a really good coach.
Yeah, you were telling me he was your favorite college coach
Yeah.
right now.
I've been listening to his messaging, watching his teams. I just think he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job developing players. And it's funny watching Cooper Flagg because John plays a lot like Cooper Flagg. Like but more of a point
Yeah,
than probably Cooper is, but very similar, intelligent. Very, very similar. So you can see John's imprint on Cooper, which is fun to watch.
you coached him up as well, right? You like with John.
Oh, I've had John since he was like 12 through high school. Then he came back and worked with me a little bit when he was fixing his shot for the pros.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I had him through high school.
Wow.
And that's a big compliment because that man over there does not like a lot of coaches.
Who?
You.
No. There's a lot of bad coaching in the world.
He gets
Well,
very frustrated.
listen, as a coach, your job, in my opinion, and this is how I see it, is to serve your players and to serve your staff. You're the head guy, and that's my philosophy in it. Your job is to serve. However you do that, but you need to take that. And I think that sometimes that gets lost, where people are worried about their performance as a coach and not caring about their players. And I don't.
Do you have like a coach you kind of like grew up watching, like kind of was like maybe a mentor or an idol or anything like that you idolized?
Well, Bob Rowe was, if I could emulate anyone because of his kindness, and he was a great coach. Bob Rowe, who coached at People's Academy, is like who, he had charts up in the little locker room in People's Academy in Morrisville, Vermont, like 15,000 people. He's got he's charting defenses, he's charting all the percentages, he's got the goal. He's like, I've never been organized like I said, I'm like Walter Matthau in Bad News Bears, right? Like I'm showing up
whatsoever.
Like I'm, they shop out of my trunk.
No, I'm serious.
But Bob is and so just
so funny.
His art of coaching the game and then how he treated people is what I try to emulate.
Okay.
And he had just a combination where he's coaching hard, but he cared.
Yeah.
Like a kid took a bad shot one time and Bob was shaking and Bob never yelled. And the kid was like, and Bob was just like, but didn't yell at him, but just said, that's not a shot we want. We're controlling the lead right now. The kids. And Sean Magoon's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was captain of the team. Just, yes, sir. Yes. And Bob's like a little, not yelling, just real kind, real nice.
Just look. Everyone knows that look.
Yeah. He was like,
my bad, coach.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then if you talk about big name coaches, you can't, it was really interesting moving to Chicago because you could see Bobby Knight's influence. Now, obviously, we're just talking about basketball. We're not talking about anything else with personality.
No
We're just talking about
antics, not off the court, not on the court, throwing chairs.
just
We're not bowling for chairs here yet.
Yeah, not even how he treats his players. We're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about just X and O's. He's off the chart. He was so far ahead of his time. He was teaching reads out of the motion offense. So it wasn't a set pattern. They were playing in flow. He had him doing that in the 70s. You know what I mean? They're playing flow game with motion rules and figuring out patterns of movement. So Coach K, fast forward, Coach K played for Bobby Knight and was a student of Bobby Knight. And Chris Collins was the assistant when they were recruiting John. So they won the championship and I saw Chris the next year. I go, man, I love that circle motion you were running with the different actions. He goes, yeah, we were just running regular motion. He goes, the players figured it out.
Oh, wow.
And I love that. And I haven't gotten there. I teach different actions to read, but I love to be where my players take over games and just run the game themselves.
They can branch off 2-3 plays or sets off one.
So when I got to Illinois, I noticed that the wings were guarded really, really hard. And that was all Bobby Knight. Deny the wing, deny wing catch. And then their off-ball movement, the hard cutting. That's all Bobby Knight. Because I'm from the East Coast. I worked in the East Coast camps all summer long for 7 years. So I knew East Coast basketball. It was not East Coast basketball. Hard cut off the wing, deny wing. It was really interesting to see his impact on a whole region of the country. So he was a guy that probably influenced me.
For a lot of people who don't understand East Coast basketball, could you kind of break that down?
East Coast, well, I don't know how to describe it now. I've been in Chicago since 1999.
Right. Back in the day,
up
before you
until
were a dinosaur.
1999, Kenny Anderson, slick point guard, Chris Mullins out of New York City,
Ed Cota,
Kenny Smith, Ed Cota, you have Pearl Washington. So the Big East in the 80s was the biggest basketball. They had 3 out of 4 teams in the Final Four one year. Jeez, so it it just they did the marketing. They had Saturday morning. They had double headers. So growing up, it's Big East, Big East, Big East, and it's just grimy, physical, to the rim first, trying to play to the rim first, shoot second. Where in the Midwest, they're working in out game. And they're working East. They're trying to dunk on you first. Okay, if we can't dunk, all right, maybe we have to shoot a jump shot.
There's no
Maybe
posters.
We have to shoot a jump shot.
We'll
trying to get in the point
So
guard.
Chris Mullen was like a unicorn.
Oh, man,
he was an anomaly then at that point.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
I mean, talking to you the freedom of play, that's kind of how we played in 2018 in Seattle.
Yeah, no.
Or 20.
No, both. I thought
2022?
2022, I thought you were the best in terms of your offensive action. How you guys flowed together was the best I see of any team I've seen. EuroLeague, NBA. That year, you guys, I thought, had the best creative action. But you had 5 Hall of Famers.
I know. We were playing that system. Jenny Busek really put that in when she got there, and so it took us 4 or 5 years to really understand it because we were wait, there's no rules. We could kind of do what we want and understand who we're playing with, and it was just a whole different thing. Because usually, I mean, when I first got in the league, it was like 5 passes to score. It was very structured. It was like shot fake, ball fake, passing. It was very just systematic, right? So then she was like, "No, like we're not doing that. Like learn who you're playing with, understand these things." So then finally, 2018, it like clicked. Obviously, we had Stewie and all of us, but like, okay, I think we're pretty good now. But that clicked, and then in 2020, it was like, oh my, it was just unbelievable. The ball never stopped.
You could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Like you just run
What
sets,
I loved
motion with your
about the
eyes closed.
2018 team was I thought Dan Hughes was masterful. And you and I we've talked about this, but I thought he saw what he had.
Yeah.
And he got Sue to run the offense. And she was great. And AC ran the defense.
Yeah.
And so it was really a player-led team, and he just kind of covered your back.
100%.
And I just thought that was just beautiful. The freedom he gave you and the trust he gave you. He treated you like smart individuals that can make decisions, and he supported it.
No, for sure. Yeah, I forget what game it was, but Dan gets the board and he's trying to figure out what to run. So we're in the huddle, and then we all kind of like waiting, like, Dan, like we need to get this going. Sue takes the board, and we're like, Sue, and he was like, go ahead, Sue. I'm like, oh okay, we're locked in now, like cool. So Sue draws up a play. I'm like, this is what we're running. He's like, all right, guys, go execute. Like he was like, cool. We score off. He's like, great job, guys, great. Like he just didn't care about like the credit or anything. He's like, he just wanted us to win. He wanted us to be successful, but he wanted us to all have confidence and have a voice. And it wasn't like, oh no, like we're not running this. Like I feel like a player take the board. It's like, that's like the coach's like, holy grail, right? But to know that he trusted us so much, and like obviously the team we had, I mean, it's Sue. I mean, she's one of the greatest point guards ever play, right? So of course you're gonna listen to her when she tells you something.
Right? I remember being at a game and timeout was called. You guys were going on offense, and Sue was like, in the middle of this heated game, and you see her, then she realizes she's got to go get the board. She storms over, grabs the board, goes, sits down. Plus, all you guys file around her. She's
like, what are we ready, Sue?
Right?
She's exhausted.
Right. She'd like to take a break in the timeout, but instead she's got to coach the team.
No water, no towel. Just like, God damn, I got to get this board. Like, you're like, you sure, Sue? Like, got it.
One of the best
handoffs to go from there.
One of the best series I've ever watched in competitive basketball was Phoenix, Seattle.
That was insane. Insane.
You know what? I'm going to read you what I wrote
off the phone,
to AC. No, I texted AC because she got Diana Taurasi.
By the way, he doesn't want to turn it on.
I'll leave it off. Okay. Anyways, I'll leave it because that's a problem. But I wrote her, and that's what I said. You're the greatest of all time. You just got the greatest player in the planet to get teched twice.
Yeah. On a tour.
2 different games. She would get it, and AC wouldn't say a word. Just locking her up, guarding her.
Oh my gosh.
And Diana's like yell at the refs, emotional, and AC's just like an assassin. Just like got her finger on her throat, just choking Diana out. Like it was awesome.
On a torn hamstring.
Like, and I don't know how
crazy. No, she wrapped that shit up, and she was, I mean, unbelievable defense. I don't know.
Oh, I think AC's a Hall of Famer.
Why not?
I think she's a Hall of Famer. From when I've watched basketball, I've never seen anybody like her.
And she should have been defense player of the year.
100%. It wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close.
She was unbelievable, and she was leading in 3-point shooting.
Yep.
And she was a unicorn. I've never named somebody like that leads in the NBA. There's nobody like that leads the NBA in 3-point shooting and is defensive player of the year candidate. Yeah, there's nobody like that.
No, I mean, and she was a post player who was an actual 3. Up. Yeah.
And she plays without the ball, and she set screens.
I know. Our team was unbelievable.
Awesome.
I mean, that series was wild. And the thing I always would remember, actually 2 things. The one, we were game 5 and it was super intense. Everything's going crazy. We call a timeout. And they play like, we will rock you, right? So timeout's over. The fans are still singing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a movie. Like, I'm caught up in the moment. Like, this is like a middle, climax of the movie. Everyone's still singing, like, stomping on the ground. Like, it was unbelievable. Like the fans we talked about before, like they were just so locked in. And that's like, Diana and Sue's relationship. Like that was a big talk about, like we played them so many freaking times at this point. Like it was
DeWanna Bonner.
I mean, I had to,
Brianna January.
I know.
Nightmare.
Oh my God.
So I'm at home watching game 1. Jewell goes for 30. Brianna January's locking Sue Bird up, just choking her out, beating the crap out of her. Brianna January's probably the top on ball, off ball, like,
she's a black belt. Let me say, she's an actual black belt.
Right. So you got AC, who's kind of a thug off the ball.
Literally.
But Brianna January's like, she on ball, off ball, does it all. So she's kind of like AC, but like as a point guard, 2 guard.
Yeah.
where AC can guard so many more positions. So Jewell goes for 32 game 1. They win, Seattle easy. Game 2, different story. Brianna January had a different assignment. It was Jewell Loyd.
It was awful.
I'm watching the game.
Awful.
And I'm like, okay, boys and girls, we have some new problems that we need to discuss.
I wasn't prepared.
I mean, no, you were not. And neither was I. I'd never even seen a human being like her. She was like the Karate Kid. Like, yeah. Like she'd come off the screen. She would
100%.
She would have the ball up here.
Just rattled.
What'd you have? How many points you have in game 2?
It might have been like 10 off free
Might have
throws.
been 6.
When she got subbed out.
Maybe.
It
might have been 6.
It might have been lower, honestly.
Dude, you got
It was awful.
crushed.
It was
So
awful.
I'm on the phone with Jewell, and I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna figure this out.
What do I do?
I had no answers. I'm like, but we're gonna figure this out. I didn't. I just started thinking, okay, how can we create space? How can we get rid of her? And so we just kind of ground out of it. But we got obviously they went on to win the series.
Yeah.
I'll never forget they didn't have a plan for Sammy,
Yeah.
and so when Jewell would sub out, Brianna would go back to Sue. And then Sammy Whitcomb came in and was awesome.
She went off.
Lighting it
She
up.
went
Lighting it up.
She went, and so Dan Hughes comes down to get
Yeah.
Jewell,
Mhm.
and she goes, "Hey, Jewell, you ready?" Jewell goes, "Sammy's, leave her in."
Yeah, I was like, no, leave me
Because
out.
they didn't have a scheme for it.
Like,
They had a
Sammy's
scheme
on a
for when
heater.
you were in.
Yeah,
they
I
had
know.
a defensive
I know.
scheme. They did not have it when she was in. It was really interesting. But
She
I
like
thought
five
that was so unselfish for you as a superstar to just say, "Nope, the team,
Man.
ride with the team." And I love that about you. I love how you just give appreciation in the moment. That's good. You're
synergy.
connected like
I mean,
that.
she hit like 5
Yeah.
threes. Like she was hooping and like
She
she works her ass off. I mean, Sammy is always in the gym. Like it was just a matter of time until she like showed like who she was. And so like that game was like, I mean, to do that in a playoff game, like you haven't been playing like all series. And I was like, oh my gosh, please. Like it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah. It was like she was.
That
Did
was-
you ever
Yeah.
figure out Brianna January? Did you ever figure it out?
Yes.
Got her back. He spent the
Yeah.
whole
When'd you
offseason
get your
making
get back?
sure.
No, we had to.
No, at Phoenix.
Yeah, we had to put either if you couldn't get space, then you had to get her on your
Yeah.
hip. If you didn't control her, she was
Yeah,
gonna control you.
it's game over.
So you had to create space, and then once Jewell figured out how to get away from her, either with a pivot or with the dribble, then you never had any problems with her.
No,
after that.
but you spent the whole offseason like,
No,
we're
it was
going to
a nightmare.
destroy her next time we see her. I got a plan for her. I've been working all year for this. I was like, say less. Let's do it.
Did you circle it on your calendar?
No, seriously. He was like,
Oh.
game time. Like, can't
Well,
wait for this.
I think you got to be like that in sports. Like the whole thing with you watch Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, how they're kind of. I just think like if you're going to be a champion,
Yeah.
you got to be hunting people.
Yeah.
You got to be hunting.
Yeah.
You got to be studying your prey.
Mm.
Like that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
point.
I know you still talk about the move. I'm like, Steve, I was like 4 years ago. Like, yeah, but that move, we got her back. We got her
Oh,
back.
that's so good.
And then
It's ingrained in mine.
No, seriously.
She beat her with like she shifted her hips and Brianna went for it. She crossed her and Jewell's gonna lay it up. Brianna just
fouled
fouled
the
her.
shit out of me. I was like, yes.
Made her
let's
take it
go.
out of bounds.
Yeah, I was pissed. And I
Good
think
move, though.
Yeah, good move, but didn't finish at all.
Out
She
of
just laid
bounds.
me out.
Inbound,
Yeah,
out of bounds.
the black belt really showed in that moment for sure.
Yeah, Brianna, that was a nightmare. I was losing sleep.
Yeah,
She was awesome, man.
Yeah.
I just loved how she defended.
yeah. I mean, between that and me trying to guard Maya Moore.
No, tell the story. Now this is awesome. Tell the story of when you first went against the Minnesota
Links.
Lynx, and the Lynx at this point had 5 Hall of Famers. They might have had 6.
6.
They had 6
On
Hall
one
of
team.
Famers
Yeah.
on the same team.
Yeah.
And so she's a rookie, comes in and now she's going to go against this mega team that won multiple championships, 6 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jewell, explain
Yeah.
this.
I mean, yeah, it was awful. So
Welcome to
basically,
hell, Jewell.
yeah, it really was. I'm gonna preference this by saying I weighed 135. Okay. Coming to the league of like grown women that are Olympians, champions.
Okay.
All right. And at the time our team was awful. And we haven't won in Minnesota in like years. Okay. So that was awesome. We're getting to a really great start here. Okay. I'm starting. Okay. So the first lineup is like, all right, Jewell, like you gotta start on Simone Augustus. She has good crossover. So stay down, don't get faked out, pull up jump shot, just try to contest.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, like
Cool. Yeah.
sounds like a pretty good scout.
Yeah.
Cool. That lasted like, I don't know, 5 minutes before she had 20 on me. I think AC, I'm like, all right, this is awesome. This is really embarrassing. Like, and I mean, I'm playing it for the first time, so I'm also just like starstruck. Like, these are players are freaking OGs, like playing Maya Moore, like, like it's just crazy, right?
You grew up watching them, and now you're
so I'm just getting destroyed, getting hit on screen. Severe fouls, just laying my ass out on every fucking screen. I mean, this is fucking brutal. Like every curl screen, I'm just on. Like, if I go back and watch the film, I think I'm on the ground majority of the time. I'm just a mop at this point. I'm just getting drugged. So then AC gets in foul trouble because she's guarding Maya Moore. So she's out. So coach looks at me and goes, all right, Joel, you got to guard Maya. What? What am I at 135 going to do with Maya Moore? I was useless.
Say your prayers.
I was useless.
Say your prayers.
I wasn't even a cone. I was air. Like, she was just going by me, bumping me here. Like, I mean, I couldn't.
What was like one of the what was the nastiest move she hit you with?
Just ran her over.
Just ran me over.
Yeah.
She got me in the, I think the
Wait,
first
how'd you do against Lindsay Whalen?
Oh, yeah. Then got switched on Lindsay Whalen, too. Third quarter, top of the key, ran a horn screen. No, she put it on her hip. It was game over.
Yeah.
Gave me a bump, fell onto the screen, come over, hit a jump shot. I mean, it was just so bad. Like, sub me out.
Yeah.
Sub me out. Just take me out of the game. Like, why am I still in the game? I'm no help. We're losing by 20 anyway. Like, just sub me out. There's
You're
no
like
use.
tapping the shit out of your head.
It was like anything. I should have like pretend to get hurt. I mean, it was that bad. Like, I was useless. I never felt so like pointless.
Damn.
And like just, and there's nothing we could do. Like, everyone's like, hey, like,
Yeah.
good try.
I'll never
Good
forget
try.
you telling
Good
me
try.
that story for the
Yeah,
first time.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's not fun.
Good try
like,
getting your ass kicked.
I mean, it was awful. I mean, at 130, coming into the league, like the first play Maya Moore saw me on it, she posted my ass up. I was like, all right, just score quick, please.
Please.
Let's make
End it quick.
End this quickly, because this is just not.
You didn't try to pull the chair?
What?
You didn't try to pull the chair?
How? Like, I'm already late, like getting through the other screens, but it's bad. Like, I'm gonna go back and watch the film and show you. I think I'm on the
We should
floor
do a breakdown of
majority
that
the time.
game.
No,
Please
that
don't.
would, that
We should
would
do a
be-
breakdown
that'd
of
be
that game,
awesome.
Steve.
That would be
Hey,
awesome.
let's break down that game,
I'm in.
Steve.
I'll fly into Vegas.
It is awful.
do it.
It is so bad. Like, and it didn't get better. Like, I was just that small.
Damn.
Like, it's such a big difference when you're playing against like just smart, intelligent people that just know their spots. And you know, from college, it's like, oh, like, you know, you just most people can't go left, or most people can't shoot, so you just do that and that's it. But like, what? Getting crossed over from Simona Gustis and then going to get hit by fucking fouls and then getting a step back, almost dunked down by Maya Moore off a tip back. Like, that's just torture. It's just torture.
Doesn't sound fun.
I definitely want to watch that game.
We need to go back.
We need to watch that.
It's awful.
Let's break down that game.
That'd be good.
Let's break down that
It's
game.
by far awful. And we didn't win.
Okay.
I think it took us like,
Hey, there's a positive in that.
we didn't win in Minnesota for a long time. I think one of them, they had to retire for us to win, I think. They were just that good.
They were.
You know, to wait for someone to retire to finally beat them is crazy.
So they were like the Spurs. Like,
Man,
like with
they were like-
Duncan Parker, Ginobili. They had like just Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer on the
They were
team.
just so good. Like,
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they knew what they were running. They just had a system like the best players in the world. Like, it's that.
and Cheryl can coach.
Yeah. So like
So.
with that plus I mean,
I've seen some good players with a bad coach. It doesn't go that well.
Yeah.
I don't think Maya Moore gets talked about enough. She's
No, for sure.
my
does not.
gosh. I mean,
Collegiate level GOAT, WNBA, one of the GOATs.
she was just so. At first, you're like, oh man, you know, like she's really good, you know, but she made me like not the fastest, but man, you see her in person, you're like unbelievable. Like her touch, her finesse, like she had everything in her bag, everything.
And she's strong and fast.
Yeah, but at first you're like, oh, like, you know, because she's kind of like goes to her rhythm and her flow and she warms up. It's not very fast. It's very just technical, like very slow. You're like, okay, like, and then you get on the court, you're like, oh my gosh. Like, the next
she was
level.
warming up.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's a warm up. Like, man, like this is crazy. It's just,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I was useless. And it's
Useless. I'll never forget. I laughed so hard when she told me that story the first time. I was dying because I'm used to watching one of the best players in the world,
useless.
kick butt.
Yeah.
And so she told me that story, and I just was dying.
Useless, man.
I mean, I was useless. I couldn't guard any of them.
I couldn't.
I wanted to get subbed out. They couldn't sub me out fast enough.
I was literally looking like I get scored on like I'm not even kidding, probably like 5 times in a row. I'm like, please just sub me out. Like I get switched on someone else like score, switch on this person score. Like I'm like, this is now I feel like this. You're doing this on purpose now, coach. Just take me out.
Okay, so on the flip side of that game, offensively, what did you do?
Nothing. what am I supposed to, like, now I got Maya Moore guarding me. Like, now I got Simone, like, one bump, I'm off my line, like, turnover. Like, I'm just out there. Like, that's what just subbed me out. Like, when I literally said that, I'm like, looking, like, there's can't, someone else on this bench
That's
has
definitely.
to do, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a first-year rookie. You're telling me no one on this bench could come in here and get any better? Like,
Come on.
I'm awful. Like, I had to really, like, recalibrate. Because I'm like, this is, me leaving early might have not been the best decision right now playing against Minnesota.
I swear.
Like, oh my gosh, it was awful. Oh, man.
Was that the best team you ever played against in the WNBA?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think so too.
They were the full, complete team.
Yeah.
Like,
No weaknesses?
none. I mean, at anything you try to counter, like, they had something for it. And all of them were in their prime. They had a really good bench too. Like, had McCarville, like, great pass. Like, they just had, and she was like, like, Joker, like, great passer. Like,
having a beer at halftime.
Yeah. Coming in, just, like, throwing dimes. Like, I mean, they had everything. And you couldn't stop it. There was not a weakness, not a mismatch that you're like, oh, let's favor this mismatch. It was like, no, like, you're fucked. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, I mean, I don't know another team. Even like internationally. I mean, I know you love Japan, like the old Japan team. Like,
Japan women.
Yeah, you love them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the story what Sue Bird said to you guys at like before the gold medal game.
Yeah.
So the Japanese women ran a really fascinating style, and they're actually a fascinating culture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm a big fan of studying global basketball. So I watching Jewell. I did a deep dive on them. You know that when you play high school girls basketball in Japan, that you're on national television.
Damn.
And do you know what they do? I have two Aussies that were in Japan because their dad's a rugby coach. They had 20 hours of basketball in elementary school a week.
20 hours?
And they had another 20 optional hours that they could make up. So those kids are training
all the time.
So Japan per capita produces more point guards than any country in the world.
Wow.
Because they train the crap out of them when they're young. And then when you graduate high school, you go to the pro league.
Pros, yeah.
So you're on TV in high school, then you're on TV in the pros. So, I mean, they're like being raised to become pro basketball players. Like,
right.
And then they play like
they're never intimidated.
Players.
No,
yeah,
never.
Even watching when I was watching Olympics with you, remember we were talking about it. I was like, these guys never back down.
No,
the Japan team, they may be way smaller than you guys.
Yeah.
But damn, man, they have heart. They don't back down. They're gritty.
And
they're
going to
get
play
after
intelligent.
Very smart. And they play with like this joy.
Yeah.
Like, they smile all the time. Like they compete like all the way through. I mean, it's a different level, but I mean,
in 22 it was funny though because they changed the coach.
The coach and it changed
the head coach went to the men's team, and then the new head coach he wore him out.
Yeah, it was a little
like
different.
he didn't like so because there's an art to it, right? Like you got to keep them fresh. You can't. And they showed up. You could see them even warming up. They were tired.
Yeah. But basically what happened when we first played them, like we watching film, like, all right, they love to shoot threes. They cut a lot. Like make sure, like, you know who you're guarding and a normal defensive stance, like, deny and turn your head, all those things. So we're like, all right, we should be good. Like we're bigger. We're forced to, BGR centers and, they just send their shit. And so we're over here and trying to deny. And like, we turn our heads and they're gone. Backdooring, layup, pop, like, three in the corner, and we're like, "Oh my god, we're getting fucked right now!" Like everyone, like, and we have no idea like what's going on. We're all looking at each other like, "What? Like, who do you have? Right?" So then at halftime, Sue's like, she comes in, and when Sue gets like frustrated, it's really funny because she just has like this walk. She walks and she goes, "Guys, from now on, just guard your player like this, like a seventh grader, like in a box. Like, don't turn your head. The moment you turn your head, like we're getting fucked. So just guard him like this." And we're like, all right, we go and do it. Everyone's like this, like guarding, like hands out, like you're not backdooring us, bro. It worked. I mean, like we won the game, but we were literally like, do not turn your head. I know the ball's coming this way. Like it was like the most like back to the basics fundamental defense. Like, do not turn your head. The moment you turn your head, you're done. I mean, they just move so. I mean, it's nonstop movement.
Very intricate.
Yeah, and they shoot a lot of threes too. So like when you get cut, they bring you in, and then you're done for the threes. And they shoot deep threes.
And they all shoot them.
They all shoot them, like everyone. So we were like, damn, like legit, like do not turn your heads. Go like this. Like it was awesome to be at like the national team guarding your player like this. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But geez, they were so good.
I love the story you tell about because they really to beat that team because the way they played, you need to play high-low. You need to go big to big, and they couldn't guard that.
Yeah,
that was the one thing they couldn't guard. They could double everything else on the sides, but high-low. So the coaches knew that. They're putting it in. So they were trying to get you guys not to take some of your normal jump
Shots.
shots. Tell the story of Cheryl Reeves and Diana Taurasi.
I mean, it's hard not to like. I mean, Diana's the GOAT, right? To me, she's the GOAT. So anything she shoots, does, I'm like,
cool.
yeah, that's
Live with it.
Yeah, like why not? Like why would you not do that?
Right.
So we're like practicing, like scheming for the team and everything. And Diana takes a shot. It's like, DC, like just throw it in. Like you don't need to shoot it. And D's like, I'm shooting that. Like what the fuck? Like why would I not shoot it? You know, we're all just like, well, she's kind of right. I mean, it's DC. I'm not gonna tell her not to shoot it. I'm gonna pass her a shoot. Like I don't know. But that's the game plan. It's like just you don't have to make it anything simpler than that. Just throw it in. But it's like. I'm not telling her not to shoot. I'm not telling any of these people not to shoot. Like these are Hall of Famers. Like fucking shoot the ball. Like so we're all even. But it's funny because even like BG and everyone's like, shoot it. Like don't pass it to me. Like I'll get the like DT, you fucking shoot. Like So it's just funny in those weird in those opportunities. Like you go to USA basketball and everyone's like amazing, right? And everyone has what they're good at, and you do things to make sure that you guys win because that's the end of the day you want to win a gold medal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of your game, but also understand like. It doesn't have to be hard. Like whatever's open, that's open because you trust the person that's there and they're there for a reason. But sometimes you also like overthink things too. Like why would you not? Like why would I ever tell Diana Taurasi not to shoot the ball? But we understand why. But it's like it's still Diana Taurasi. Like I'm not telling her. You're telling her. Like like I'm not doing that.
When I think of that though, by her telling Diana Taurasi not to shoot,
yeah,
it's got to impact the rest
everyone.
of you.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so by coaching her that way, everyone else is like, oh, I guess we're passing into the bigs.
Yeah, exactly. And we sure did do that. Sure.
Yes, you did.
We were like, all of us just looking at like, you got
Brittany,
it.
you got 34 points.
Yeah, exactly. No, Steve, like I just appreciate you, how you built the culture, how you just continue to just improve everything and make everyone in the warehouse just better. Like we always joke around. I said it kind of earlier, like, we should have so much more trauma, so much like animosity towards you because everything you put us through. And then we look at everyone and everyone's super successful. Everyone's able to live the life they want to live. Everyone has a kindness. Everyone has this family or like vibe. And you've done that for millions of people because that trickles down to everything that we encounter and we're involved with. And I mean, you've done way more than you probably think you have and the impact you've had on not just kids, like people, like parents, like it's everyone who comes into the gym and encounters a hello from you. You've really impacted their lives. And I mean, taking the time to just come down here with us. I mean, I know you're like, what the hell am I doing? I'm just like, oh, here's a mic, go ahead and talk. But these things like matter, and I think, with the whole warehouse is like, that's the idea for me of the podcast. It's like, how do we take the warehouse and make it global? Because not everyone, I mean, I would love everyone in the world to come to the warehouse, right? But like understanding the culture and the impact and the storytelling, the community, like that's what this whole podcast is really about. It's like that. And you made that impact in me so much that I want to continue that. Like whether we're here for the next 100 years or here for the next 20 years, whatever that is, like these recordings are going to be something that people can go back and watch wherever they are, whoever they are, in whatever stage of life they are. And so I just appreciate it because like you're constantly on this I don't know, this iconic flow of life and you never stop living. And like, that's just remarkable. And, this is the start of it. So I'm glad to share the world, let's share their stories and our impact with everyone else. And having you as like the first like guest is huge because this is like the foundation of everything that we talk about here and everything that I want to do in my life. So I just appreciate it, man. Like you're one of a kind for sure. One of a kind. There is no one, I guarantee you, there is no one like you in the world. You're one of one without a doubt.
I know Steve all but today, and I feel like I know him for a long time. Like the type of person you are, the character, everything you're showing is just amazing. Amazing work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you for being here, and I don't know, Jewell, it's really kind what you said, and thank you.
It's true. That's the thing about this. Like, it's all honesty. It's all true. Yeah. Like, these are no made up stories. These are no made up feelings. This is all true fact stuff, like conversational stuff. And as
just like what Steve said, we preach reality.
100%.
That's why the warehouse is different.
Right?
The
warehouse is just different, man.
Warehouse is different.
Yeah. Oh man, but thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you,
Love
Steve.
You're the best.
Thanks. Nice meeting you.
Absolutely.
Hope you'll have me back.
Yeah.
Of course. Anytime.
Once
You're
you
the
know-
Godfather.
As
You're
long
the
as,
Godfather of the
as long
warehouse.
as Theo's here, so you can turn my
His
phone off.
Yeah.
You're
We need a phone guy for this guy.
You're our capo, man. Like
Facts.
you
Facts.
know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So,
All right. Cool.
thanks, Steve. Thanks.
All right.